Kind of assign positions here. We like to keep it generic in the academy, but for here we're going to kind of assign positions. Come on over here. Firefighter in this jump seat sits behind the engineer, right? This is firefighter side, or engineer side firefighter jump seat, okay? So however you want to say it, the engineer side firefighter jump seat. Everybody understand that? Okay. The opposite side is the captain side firefighter jump seat. Everybody understand that? Captain side firefighter. Okay? Engineer side, captain side. Engineer side is responsible for all the equipment on this side of the rig. Okay? Or firefighter. Firefighter on the opposite side is responsible for all the equipment on that side of the rig. Does that make sense? All right. So we have to kind of have a standard of equipment that we need to pull when we're doing our reverse. And we use an acronym that I'm going to teach you. It's called BACON. Okay? It's an equipment strip, but it's called BACON. Okay? So BACON, what does the B stand for?
Bundle.
Bundles, which is our hose packs, right? Gather packs that you learned yesterday, correct? Okay, what's the A? Axe. But what do we really use instead? Iron. We take the irons and we use the irons. It has an axe in it, but we're going to grab iron. What's the C?
Cylinders.
Clamps. We have 2 clamps on here, and we're going to grab two clamps. Even if it's a single reverse, we're still grabbing 2 clamps just in case we need the second one. And we're going to learn how to do dual, and we're going to need 2 clamps anyway, so we pull 2 clamps every time. What's the O? Oxygen, which really means what?
Air cylinders.
SCBA cylinders, right? Extra or spare SCBA cylinders, okay? And the last one is N. What is that? Nozzles. Plural or singular? Plural, meaning how many?
2.
2 nozzles, right? One is a spare fog, one is a smoothbore, okay? So we have 2 different types to choose from. Everybody understand? All right, so firefighter on this side. He's responsible for the equipment on this side. As he steps off, he was given the assignment. He's going to come down the compartment, and he's going to go to his first compartment. First compartment here has what in it?
2 nozzles and 2 clamps.
2 nozzles and 2 clamps. So he's going to take 2 nozzles. See how they're different nozzles. Don't worry about the standards. They're just kind of in there forever. And he's going to take 2 clamps, and he's going to put his 2 clamps down. Close his compartment. Notice where I put them. Under the rig, not a trip hazard, right? Out of the way. We're going to use them later. Then he's going to come here and he's going to grab, what did I say? Iron. Now, he has these irons. If we set them on the ground, do we have a trip hazard? Potentially. If I set them on the ground, is this a roadway or an access way for other fire equipment? Absolutely. So I want to make or establish what is called an equipment pool. An equipment pool. That's going to be extra equipment that's going to be staged in a specific area. You're going to put all that equipment there and then later go back and get it so you know where it's at and it's out of the way. Does that make sense? Okay, we want to put our equipment pool kind of close to the fire. So if the grass is our fire side, would it make sense to put it over there on the pebbles? No sense, right? Or the grass. Doesn't make sense. That's called what? Fire side. So we would put it where? Closer to fire side. Does that make sense? So this is going to be the first thing off this side that goes into the equipment pool. So I'm going to come over here, not that far, and I'm going to put it in the equipment pool. What did I do?
You safed it.
I put the spike where?
Down.
Why?
So people
don't
get
have
injured.
impalement hazard, right?
Sir.
Okay, so that's done. I'm done with the equipment on that side. Now, as the firefighter on this side, my next responsibility is hose. I need to pull the hose. I'm responsible for pulling the hose. Okay? We'll get into that in a second. Any questions on firefighter, engineer side responsibilities?
No, sir.
Okay, let's go to captain side firefighter. Captain side firefighter steps off the rig, and he's responsible for what?
Air cylinders and bundles.
Everything on this side, right? So we come down here, what are the things we're missing?
Air cylinders and bundles.
SCBAs and hose bundles. SCBAs go here in my equipment pool. Cabinet gets shut. I come over here, and here is my bundles. I grab both bundles, put them over my equipment pool. Now my equipment pool is established. Does that make sense?
Does
everybody understand?
Sir.
Do I need to pull these out, or do you get it?
We get it, sir.
Okay. So, That's what captain side firefighter is responsible for. Question.
We're taking out 2 bundles or just
2 bundles. Okay? So, now, back to the hose. Who's responsible for pulling the hose?
Engineer firefighter
side firefighter is responsible, right?
Sir,
so he's going to get up, he's going to pull the hose. The fire's over there. What side hose bed are we going to start pulling from?
Fire side.
Why?
Because it's gonna.
Because it's close to the fire. It's going to be the easiest to pull it off and maneuver it. If we take it here, we're crossing it all the way across, and it's going to start building into the roadside. Does that make sense?
Sir.
And if we did duals, we would be backwards, and this would have to push even more, and it'd be harder to take out at an angle. Does that make sense?
Sir.
Okay, so we're going to grab closest side hose bed, which is this one. What type of coupling do I have up there?
Up there you have the male,
It's
sir.
going to be a male, which is what type of load?
Reverse.
Do we use reverse loads with reverse lathes?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Do we need any appliances or adapters or a fitting? We can screw nozzles right to it, right?
Yes,
We
sir.
can put our gated Y right to it, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
then we can put our bundles into service, right?
Yes, sir.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to grab my 2.5 butt side male, pull it out. That's my fire. What shoulder?
Left shoulder, sir.
Left shoulder. Put it on my left shoulder. Where's my first pull?
Straight out.
Straight out
Towards the fire.
or towards the fire? I angle
a
towards
little
the
bit
fire,
towards-
right?
Sure,
How
sir.
far?
50 feet.
50 feet till the first coupling drops. Then what do I do?
You're gonna come over and grab.
I set it down and say what?
Nozzle
50.
Nozzle down, bro.
50.
Oh,
Now,
50.
I
There's
have
no
another
nozzle.
firefighter sitting right here, right? The other guy. Can he grab the next coupling and go, or do I have to do the whole thing?
He can grab it.
Absolutely he can grab it, correct?
Sir, sir.
He can grab it, and it's just going to be more efficient. Does that make sense?
Sir,
So
sir.
he gets the next coupling, he's on the same side, and he takes it out. He takes it out how far?
50 feet.
He already knows where it's at, right?
Sir, sir.
Sets it down and says what?
100.
What does that next guy do as he's taking it out? This guy comes back.
Back.
What do we need to do?
Disconnect.
We want to get 100. That's it. What do we got to do?
Disconnect.
Okay,
Connect
we
to the
disconnect.
gated Y.
Now what?
Connect to the gated Y.
We connect to the gated Y. So if we disconnect this and we send the engine and connect this, what's happening to our hose?
Standing on the ground, you gotta throw
Isn't it being drug away?
Sir, yes,
Are we
sir.
sending the engine?
Sir, yes,
Okay,
sir.
so we disconnect it and send the engine?
Throw the coupling
Throw the coupling up.
disconnect it
and
and send the engine. Yeah?
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay, now how do we magically get water then? We
You
just
have-
disconnected our hose and the engine went to the water supply.
have
Is that going to work? How about plan C? What's that?
You don't disconnect it.
Of course not. Why would you? Why are you going to disconnect it? There's no disconnecting. That's your water supply, right?
The engineer's gonna disconnect
We have
it.
to grab it, and we have to do what with it?
C.
Put it in our C with our thumbs up, get in the engineer's mirror, and do what?
Lay line.
Lay line and send the engine, because it has to go to the water supply, and it's going to pump that water back to us. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
We can't disconnect it. So, we're going to go ahead and send it. There's a coupling right here. Where do I grab the hose? Right next to the coupling? Like you all do? Or away from the coupling?
Away from the coupling.
Friendly wager?
Wait, what are we doing with it?
It's for the C.
Are you
The
talking about
C.
for the lay line?
For the when you hold it as the C,
Oh,
you
away
want
from
some
the
slack in it. You want the coupling hanging down.
We don't want the coupling anywhere near us.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
want coupling out in
No
front of
reason to have the coupling
You want-
anywhere. You
they-
certainly don't want it behind
kick
you.
your hands?
You want it out in front of you. But if the coupling's right here, why don't you walk 3 feet over there and grab it? But everybody walks by here. Friendly wager?
Everything is.
What's the wager? You don't have to see it. Friendly wager that no
What do you
one
mean?
did?
See what?
No, look at what he said. No, look at
hold
what
the
he's
coupling.
saying is if the coupling's right here after the engine stops, after you're done doing your C, or no, when you're going to do your C, before you lay line, you don't want the coupling right here.
You don't want the coupling anywhere near you.
You want
it in
coupling
front,
way
you don't
up
want it
there.
back.
So that if,
You want it in front
if
of
it
you.
catches on the bed,
You
it
don't want it
doesn't.
right in front of you. You want it out of the way. You don't want to be anywhere near it. Correct?
So you're saying you can do the C, let's say 6 feet away from the coupling. So I can do a C here and call lay line.
You would. Why wouldn't you?
No, I'm
I don't-
You would.
I don't get the wager.
Is that the way?
Is the wager that one of us will do it?
Oh, man.
I was trying to figure out the question. I think we just talked about it.
Friendly wager then?
No.
What,
What are we wagering?
what are the ground rules here?
Yeah.
Turn
What are
off.
the terms?